Yeah.
Everybody, welcome back to another video on the Project Auto YouTube channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to do a little update on the three vehicles that you see here. If you remember, we did a full review on this vehicle here. It's the 2004 Volkswagen Touareg V6. There's a full review of that vehicle on this channel, so feel free to check that out. If you guys remember also, we have the 2001 Chevrolet Lumina sitting right back there. Don't mind the washer and dryer, that is scrap, needs to go to the scrap yard. And then back there we have the 2004 Volkswagen Jetta. All three of these vehicles are on the channel already in a full review. But today we're just going to do a quick little update with them, startup. We're going to start them all up, check them all out again. Honestly, they really haven't been moved or driven much lately. The Touareg is going to be driven a lot more here very soon. We have a couple projects coming up with it in the near future. No plans on it yet as far as when, but we do have a couple things that we're going to do to it, so stay tuned for that. That's coming up in the near future. The Lumina, not a whole lot of plans for that. It's kind of just a work vehicle. I just kind of keep around just to use as, you know, the dirty hauler if I need to. Don't mind this truck here. This actually is not mine, but it is a 1970s GMC Sierra there. Can't really do much with that, so sorry, but here you guys can check it out. And then we have the 2004 Volkswagen Jetta, which that one doesn't get driven much anymore either, but it's still here. I use it kind of as a play car if I just need to run into town. It's a 5-speed manual. I do try to drive these all once in a while just to keep them kind of moving, and I don't like to let them sit for too long. As of right now, they've been sitting for about a week without being started or moved. But in this video, we're going to go ahead and start them all up, check them out, and go from there. So yeah, so without further ado, let's head over to where the keys are. And alrighty, so here we have the keys. We've got the Touareg, the Lumina, and the Jetta. So let's go ahead and start with the Jetta here. So this is the traditional Volkswagen flip key. It's old and wore out. The Volkswagen logo's gone. The panic button doesn't work anymore. The paint, or whatever you want to call it, inside the buttons there is kind of wore out. But nonetheless, it still does work. So let's go ahead and check it out. This vehicle is definitely due for some new tires. They're starting to get wore out. The only bit of rust on it now is just right here. I do plan on maybe trying to fix that at some point. Who knows, maybe, maybe not. It's an old vehicle. Like I said, needs some new tires. This one back here is completely bad. It goes flat after a couple of days. But nonetheless, it's still a good looking vehicle. I mean, it's got its imperfections because it is, obviously it's a 2004. It's missing a couple of the center caps there on the wheels. The paint has some dings and it's starting to peel a little bit up here on the roof. And I believe those are from spots where bird poop sat for a while and I never washed it. So yeah, I kind of neglected it a little bit. But who knows, maybe we'll turn this into a project car as well and do a project with it on the channel at some point down the road. Maybe restore it. It's missing one of the inserts on the grill there. The fog lights don't work anymore. They're all yellow and full of water. The headlights are starting to fade out. It's just an old car. I would like to restore it at some point. So maybe down the road in the future we can maybe do a restoration project with it and get it back to its glory days. This has always been like that since I've had it. Just never really messed with it. But let's go ahead and hop on in and check it out. Key here. Excuse the mess. It's kind of dirty. I drive it once in a while and I don't really mess with it. But it's got the gray leather interior, if you remember. I did switch these out. I don't know if I ever showed you guys these. They used to be the same color as the door, but I switched them out to black a while ago. And I got some new door switches that have a little bit of that aluminum trim there, just kind of give an upscale look. And I did change out the door handles on the passenger side as well as the rear doors. So I did do that on it. And that was really the kind of the last project I did with it. But let's go ahead and hop in and get it started. So it now has 173,755 miles. I will say that it does have an exhaust leak, but this vehicle does run phenomenal. The other thing that it has an issue with is the coolant light. Trying to tell me that coolant is low, comes on, and the reservoir is low. I just haven't, I've put coolant in it and it still goes low. I haven't really dug further deeper into it. It doesn't overheat, it doesn't misfire, and it runs fine. So I haven't really messed with it at all. So another thing I did do was I had gotten a new shift boot. The old one was kind of wore out and had some holes in it, so I replaced that a while ago. It's dirty obviously right now, but let's go ahead and fire it up and see how she does. The air conditioner still works, the heat works. And like I said, 173, 755. No check engine lights, nothing like that. And there's that coolant light I was telling you about. And you can probably hear that exhaust leak. It's right on the flex pipe up by the engine, so it's really hard to get to, and I haven't really messed with it yet. It's a 5-speed manual, if you remember. So you have first, second, third, fourth, all the way over for fifth, and then if you push down all the way over and up, that puts you into reverse. All right, let's go ahead and pop the hood. Hop on out and let this one run for a minute. It's the 2.0 4-cylinder. The engine's still pretty clean for what it is. You can hear that. If you hear that chirp, there is a bearing in the crankshaft pulley all the way down there that needs to be replaced. It's been like that for a little while now. I haven't messed with it. Excuse all the wiring. I was trying to take it all out to get the fog lights off, but I said forget it and I just left it on there. But that exhaust leak is all the way back there, right, it's kind of hard to see, right down there on that flex plate. So that's why she's a little loud. But it still runs great. It goes down the road smooth and straight, so there's no issues with that. So let's let that one run and warm up, and we'll move on to now. Let's go ahead and do the 2001 Chevrolet Lumina. So you guys remember this one? We did a review on it, as well as the strobe lights. So you can see the strobe lights are still in the front. They've yellowed and faded over time. A couple of them broke. I took off. Those are the last two that are left. It is what it is. We sold the light bar that was on top of it, and we got the one that's on the Dodge Ram that you guys just saw. I did have somebody ask me if this used to be a police vehicle, and I left a comment. I believe it was at one point a detective's vehicle. It was never a patrol vehicle, but I do believe at one point it was a detective's vehicle for a small department somewhere. It was pretty well taken care of. It's been having some issues here lately, so I don't usually let it run for too long. There's a little bit of rust starting on this side now. It's really bad on the other side. And then there's some rust down here on the bottom as well. It's an old car, you know. It is what it is. It's 2001. Still runs great. You have the remote here. Open up the trunk. So it's kind of like a storage vehicle at this point. I keep a lot of stuff in here that I don't really need to keep out of the way. The rust is really bad on this side. I mean, it's completely rotted through. You can see, yeah, it's completely done. So that would have to be completely redone. There's that. Other than that, I mean, it's been a pretty good vehicle. There's some rust down here on this as well. It does have a bad battery, so it may not start. Hopefully it does. We'll see. You can unlock it with the remote. Excuse the mess on this one. It's pretty dirty as well. I don't mess with it too much anymore. And there's that big rust hole right there. It's just rusting through. And we have the steering wheel in the way here. Let me move
So now
that
the
over.
steering wheel's out of the way. As you can see, it has 167,092 miles. So not bad for a 2001, but it's definitely seen better days. Let's see if we can get it to start.
Hey, she started. Good deal. Move this up a little bit. The change oil soon light's on. I used to drive it a lot, and then I parked it, and it needs an oil change. The lifters tap a little bit on it. Not too worried about it. It's never given me any issues. The biggest issue that it's been having right now is the cooling fans don't kick on. I'm thinking it's a bad temperature sensor because when I unplug that, the fans kick on. The vehicle doesn't really show signs of overheating, like as far as smoking or drivability issues or anything, but the temperature gauge does go all the way to the hot, unless I unplug the fans, and then it'll be able to be driven that way. But still rides good. It's quiet. It's got the 4-speed automatic. And the air conditioner still works on this. It's ice cold.
Yes.com. Well, I'm going to.
So let's go ahead and let this one run for a minute, and we'll hop outside and check it out. Pop the hood. So it's your classic 3100 V6. Still very quiet. It needs a lot of work. Needs a new EGR valve back here. The cooling fans, like I said, don't work. They do come on slightly when the air conditioner's on, but not a whole lot. The belt's quiet. Like I said, the air conditioner works. We did put all new spark plugs and wires on it. A new fuel injector. So it's had a little bit of stuff done to it, but not a whole lot. It needs new brakes and stuff like that. We'll go ahead and let it run for a minute, and then we'll shut it off. But let's go ahead and move on to the next. The 2004 VW Touareg V6. You guys saw this review on the video, or on this car. Wow, I can't even talk. It's been a long day. This one just passed 100,000 miles not too long ago, and it's still running like a dream. About a couple months ago, I had an issue with the battery. The battery died, and being Volkswagen, it's underneath the driver's seat, so I had to have it towed in, and they put a new battery in it, and then 2 days later, it was dead again. Took it back to them. They couldn't find any issues, and I'm thinking that a light was left on. But other than that, it's been running great, and the reason the battery died was because I just let it sit for too long, so that's why I figured we'd make this video and go ahead and fire it up. The Classic, same thing as the Jetta, the flip key. This one still has the logo on it, and the panic button is still on this one as well. So let's go ahead and check this one out. And if you saw the seat move there, it does that as soon as you open the door to make entry a little bit easier for you. It's got the tan leather interior with the burgundy exterior. Let's go ahead and hop on in here. And this bad boy now has 100,865 miles, and it still runs like a dream. Let's go ahead and fire it up. So to start it up, you just put the key in, and all you have to do is just flick it to the right and it'll start. And there's the air conditioner kicking on. There is a bad tire pressure sensor in the rear that needs to be replaced. That's what the tire icon is up there, and then of course it's low on fuel. So still runs great. I believe it's starting to get a very, very small exhaust leak. I haven't pinpointed it yet, but I'm definitely going to check it out, because being on a vehicle this nice and this good of condition for this year, I want to keep it running good. So we're definitely going to check that out. So that'll definitely be a video where we have that checked out for you. So smooth power steering, all that good stuff. You guys remember, like I said, some projects coming up with this video very soon. It's got the Shiftronic there. No backup camera on this one. All right.
right, so let's go ahead and pop the hood and check this one out. So like I said, it has the V6. This one, since the review video, we've done spark plugs and the coils. It's got the coilover plug. We did that, and like I said, the new battery. Those are the only things that's been done to this vehicle since we've done that review video. The only other thing I will say I forgot is the headlights. We had new headlight bulbs put in because the other ones burn out. With being the xenon projector lights, HIDs, they go out over time, so we had some new ones put in. Those are very, very expensive. The engine's still very, very clean and quiet. Got your covers here. This one's kind of broken, seen better days. The shocks here are going to need to replace. Are going to need replaced soon. They're starting to get weak. And then you have your light up there. So there's that one. We'll take you on a walk around. So like I said, we had the new headlights put in. We're probably going to replace these housings anyway. She definitely needs a bath. She's been sitting for quite some time. Virtually rust-free on the body. The undercarriage, there's a few spots where it's starting to get a little surface rust, but nothing too crazy. It's all still really, really clean because I've taken very good care of it, and I bought it in really good condition. So, and I haven't driven it a whole lot since I've had it. There's the back seat for you. Being this old of a vehicle, it's nice to have the sunshades there in the rear. Definitely helps keep it cooler in there, especially if you've got kids or anything like that. Carpets are still really, really clean. The leather's in really good shape. I use Mother's leather treatment on it to keep it in good shape. And then back here, we have the cargo area, which is still very clean. I'm not going to open up the tailgate because the hinges on it need replaced as well. They've just gone weak over time. But guys, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the update. So like I said, the Touareg, we've got some projects coming up with it soon in the near future. Like I said, no plans as far as when, so don't ask me when, don't ask me what. We don't know, I don't know yet, but definitely some plans with it coming up in the near future. We have some other projects that I want to do first. You saw the Lumina, it'll be around for a while. We'll probably take it on some drives and stuff like that. And then the Jetta, it's still holding in, so we'll probably at some point down the road, that Jetta will probably be a project car at some point just to get it fixed back up and back to its glory days. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If I missed anything, let me know. If there's anything you'd like to see, let me know. And until the next one, we'll see you later.